So I was actually in labor for a total of 5 days. So it is Monday, March 2nd. I am in triage right now. I've been having some contractions and some really bad vaginal pain, along with my feet swelling and headaches. So I wanted to come in and get checked and see what's going on. So I will keep you guys posted. So I ended up being slightly dehydrated. I got some fluids that day, and then I was only 2 centimeters. But while being monitored, baby girl's movement wasn't what they really liked. So initially they were going to admit me that day and go ahead and induce me to have the baby. But then baby girl decided to act right. So they were like, oh no, you're fine. Everything looks good. You can go home and labor until you're 5 centimeters. So went home, ended up still having contractions here and there. This was the end of Monday. Tuesday, nothing happened whatsoever. It was just a regular day. Now, Wednesday was my regular weekly appointment with my OB. I went to that appointment, explained to her how miserable I felt. Got checked again. I was 3 centimeters, but still, because I wasn't having any active contractions and wasn't in full-blown labor, there was nothing she could do. She told me basically to go home, do some stretches, walk as much as I could, even though it was painful. And also, they encourage you to have sex. Who has the energy to do that at that point? So Thursday comes, and I am having regular contractions, but they're about anywhere between like 7 to 10 minutes apart throughout the day. Finally, it's Thursday night. The contractions start getting intense. Everyone is asleep in my house. Husband sleep, Deuce is asleep, even a dog is knocked out. And I'm literally pretty much getting up and down at this point every 5 to 7 minutes with contractions because it was uncomfortable to lay down. At this point, I'm also pretty much going to the bathroom every 10 minutes as I am trying to empty my bladder, and then also I'm losing my mucus plug at the same time. So Jeremy's alarm goes off. At this point, I'm on maternity leave. I started my maternity leave on Monday when I thought that I was actually going into labor then. So at this point, Jeremy's still going to work, and his alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning on Thursday for him to get up and start getting ready to go to work. At this point, my contractions start going from 7 to 10 minutes, and they jump to every 3 to 5 minutes. So I looked at him and I told him, yeah, you're not going to work today. Before the day's out, we're going to have a baby. So at this point, I get checked in. I get checked by the nurse practitioner. I'm finally 5 centimeters, and I'm actively having contractions. so I can finally get admitted into the hospital to have the baby. So we got to the hospital at about 9:30 in the morning, and literally I was stuck at 5 centimeters the entire day. They break my water because it didn't break on its own. They also put an internal fetal monitor on me because I guess the baby was moving around and the regular bands would not work. But I'm literally stuck at 5. I'm having contractions back to back. I do not like needles. I am petrified of needles. When I tell you it's a struggle to get blood drawn or to even get an IV, let alone to have an epidural. And I'm not knocking it. If an epidural is the way that you want to go, by all means do so. But I'm just petrified of needles. So I did this all natural with no drugs aside from Tylenol because I did have a headache. So I'm stuck at 5. I'm constantly having contractions. So finally the doctor comes in and says, we've been stuck at 5 centimeters for a while. We're going to go ahead and give you some Pitocin to speed things up. So I had Pitocin with Deuce, and I know how fast that labor can go when you're adding Pitocin to the mix. So they hooked me up and everything. They add the Pitocin, and at this point, they're like, okay, you're 5 centimeters, but we're hoping things will speed up. So I start feeling the urge to push. And anyone who has given birth already knows that when it's time to push, it feels like you're going to have the world's biggest crap. That's the best way to put it. So the nurse is like, well, you were at 5 for a while. I don't think that you're gonna end up being ready this quick. So finally, I look at my cousin, who's also my doula, and I'm like, look, something's going on. Someone needs to get back in here and check me.
I know it's hot, but it's a video. Guess what? It's gonna be over.
Oh, shit. Oh, cuz, I'm looking raggedy. Hey, cuz.
Okay, so guess what? Chicken butt. You gonna be a doula in March.
All right, 1, 2. Say Deuce is gonna be a big brother. What? What did you say? What?
You didn't take that picture, did you?
Nope, I got y'all on video.
What? You pregnant?
And I got you on video.
Oh my goodness. Just the feel of the paper, I was like,
Okay, now guess what?
What?
Y'all gonna be grandparents again.
You pregnant again?
that's what I feel.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you? Really?
I got y'all on video.
In my dream.
You pregnant again?
Yeah.
Are you?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pressure You're so nice to have around. I'm so glad I took the path that led to this. And it's amazing loving you. I'm doing things I never thought I'd do. I don't know, there ain't no explanation for why I'm sharing love that lasts this way. I won't try to uncover the reasons I'll use these words to simple you say I love you just because I love you just because I do. My darling, you emotional than words can ever say.
Take a nice deep breath.
Deep breath, Jones.
All right.
Deep breath.
Let these legs fall all the way to the side here, okay? No, you need to come down.
Just come down.
Yep.
Come down. Let your legs
There you
fall.
go.
There you go.
All right. Take some nice deep breaths.
Deep in.
Yep. All right. With your next contraction, we'll go ahead and do so. Okay? All right. Go ahead. Give me a nice push. And push. 2. Keep it pushing more.
So there's no video or camera.
Oh, yeah.
Put baby over on his belly, get baby up on your chest. Hold that baby, mama.
Oh, you want to die, gorgeous. Oh, you got long nails like this. This is my first post-delivery video or clip. Let's see baby girl. Picking the eyes open a little bit. Taking in the world. So we were in the labor and delivery unit, which is across the street. So now we're in the postpartum unit, which I'll be here for till today's Friday. I'll be here till Sunday. So we just got over here not too long ago. So we are going to relax. It's been a very, very, very long day. And we'll talk to you soon. 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I didn't think that was going to be that much of a problem.
Now you fine because ain't no water on you. I can't with you looking.
You don't want to be no dirty girl.
You gotta be fresh. Ooh. So this is our postpartum stay room. That is a rocking chair. Looks like a regular chair, but it's actually a rocker. Fridge. This is a couch that lets out to a bed where Jeremy has been staying. Got literally more gifts that have been poured in even while we're at the hospital. Closet space. We've just kind of been shoving our stuff over there. TV. I'm watching A League of Their Own right now. Then a chart. Keep track of who my nurse is and all of that stuff. And the different testing and stuff that we have to go through before we can go home. The door. Bathroom. If you've seen one bathroom, you've seen another. And then this is where I've been. And then baby girl is right here. She's chilling. trying to go back to sleep. So we've had a decent amount of visitors today, and lots of testing and lots of visitors from the pediatrician and my OB and everybody. So it's been a pretty busy day. But I definitely wanted to jump on here and show you guys the room and show you baby girl.